Hello and welcome to the 2021 Mesa City Council swearing-in ceremony. It's a beautiful afternoon here in Mesa, Arizona at the Mesa Amphitheater. This year's swearing-in ceremony looks very different from past years. You wouldn't know that because you're not here, because little or nobody is here. And that's, of course, by design as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have very strict health and safety protocols in place for this event. And obviously, it was important to us to choose an outside venue, and we have very limited list of guests who are going to rotate in and out of the venue with each of our swearing in. Inside the venue, of course, all guests are required to wear masks, and we have socially distanced seating available. The act of being sworn into office is significant for all elected officials, and I'm very proud that we are recognizing that by holding this event, because these city council members, their families, and their supporters have worked very, very hard to obtain this achievement, and we want to recognize that and thank them for their sacrifice. Congratulations to Vice Mayor Freeman, who represents District 1, and District 3 Councilmember Heredia on their re-election. It's been my honor and privilege really to serve with both of them, and I consider them great friends. We also tonight want to issue a special welcome to Mesa's newest city council member, Julie Spilsbury, who will be representing District 2. Again, our program this evening will be shorter than usual. Each council member is going to be sworn in by our Mesa City Clerk, Deanne Mickelson, following which they'll offer some brief remarks. Thank you. Since September of 2017, Francisco Heredia has represented District 3 as their city council member. Councilmember Heredia has worked hard for the residents of Mesa since joining the council, representing the city on the Valley Metro Board of Directors and acting as co-chair of the Mesa Achieves Higher Education Task Force. He's also led the city's efforts in the 2020 census, serving as the chair of our census task force. During the 2020 census, Mesa's response rate was its highest in at least 20 years and was the most improved of Arizona's 5 largest cities, thanks to the work done by the task force under Councilmember Heredia's leadership. With the support of his great wife, Carmen, and their 3 beautiful children, Councilmember Heredia is looking forward to building on all the work that he's done for Mesa over the next 4 years.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Francisco Heredia, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of Council Member District 3 of the City of Mesa, Arizona, according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Then I'll just have you sign the oath. Thank you, Councilmember Heredia.
Thank you, Deanne. And I just want to thank everybody. Want to thank my family for being on this journey with me. I want to thank my supporters, my campaign. And I want to thank the residents of District 3 for allowing me to represent West Mesa on the Mesa City Council. It's really been an honor and a privilege to represent the city of Mesa, District 3. You all have my commitment to keep on working hard to improve our neighborhoods, to make them clean, vibrant, and safe for all of us. We'll continue those programs as we move forward. That, we add more jobs. We've added close to 2,000 jobs in West Mesa over the last 3+ years, and more to come. And that we work on programs like homelessness and housing and transportation to give options to our residents that need those resources available in our city. and that we create vibrant programming, innovative programming, like our Mesa Promise program that will give opportunities for our youth to continue their education. Things like the Mesa Cares programs that we did during this pandemic that we're in, that help support thousands of residents with rental and utility assistance and many small businesses here in Mesa. And we'll continue to work hard on providing those opportunities in the city as we look forward, because we're still in this pandemic. And that overall, that we look at how to create progress in our city for all of us. That we keep creating innovative ideas, and that we keep on working hard for our public to ensure that we continue the positive progress that we have here in Mesa. And so with that said, much thanks to everybody. Again, thank you. Be safe, be healthy, be kind during these times. And a brief word in Spanish. Muchas gracias a todos. Le quiero agradecer a todos los residentes del Distrito 3 por el apoyo que me han brindado aquí en la ciudad, y vamos a seguir luchando y ojalá que siga con sus apoyo, y vamos a trabajar duro para mantener esa ciudad justo y en una manera respetuosa para todos, que podemos trabajar para seguir adelante aquí en la ciudad. Que estén seguros, que estén bien, y gracias.
Thank you, Councilmember Heredia. Again, you've done a great job serving on our council for these last few years, and we're very, very excited that you are going to be returning to our council. Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who are in from out of town or just have the luxury of not knowing who I am, I'm Mayor Giles, and it really is an honor for me to welcome you to this event this afternoon. I remember talking to Julie about this event before, and I said, Julie, this is so cool. We do it at the Mesa Arts Center. There's music, and there's food, and there's a huge crowd, and it's just this amazing experience. So look forward to the swearing-in event. Well, that's not what we're doing tonight. Obviously, we're under strict COVID-19 protocols, so we appreciate your patience with us in honoring those protocols. I am going to kick things. This is going to be a fairly quick program. We're going to hear from Julie. I'm going to introduce her. We'll hear from Julie. We'll swear in first. Our wonderful City Clerk, Deanne Mickelson, will come up and swear Julie in. She'll share some comments with us, and then we're done. And we'll look forward to having maybe a time in the future where we can have a little more partying going on. But you guys know what a great person Julie is, and what a blessing it is that the city of Mesa gets the opportunity to have her serving on our city council. But for those of you who might not know, Julie will be beginning her first term on the Mesa City Council, but she is no stranger to community service and to hard work. She's a lifelong resident and product of Mesa Public Schools, is a Mountain View alumnus, and has spent the last decade plus as a tireless advocate for Mesa's children and for education. She's been a longtime volunteer with many Mesa Public Schools. Her hard work and selfless effort have been recognized by Mesa Public Schools, and she's had a tremendous impact on her children's classrooms and on the schools that they've attended. And I know Mesa Public Schools is very excited that she's going to be serving them in the capacity of a Mesa City Council member. So she brings all of that wealth of experience and commitment and dedication to the Mesa City Council, and particularly to the district that she lives in, or has lived in for more than 20 years. With her husband, Jeremy, who I know is going to be living through this every much as Julie is, and her 6 wonderful children who will be cheering her on. We are excited to see, again, her passion that will be on full display as she begins her new role as a Mesa City Council person. So again, at this time, I'd like to invite Julie forward to stand behind this microphone. Our City Clerk, Deanne Mickelson, will swear her in, after which Julie will share some remarks with us.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Julie Spilsbury,
I, Julie Spilsbury,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
And I forgot what's next. And I will discharge the duties
And discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of Councilmember District 2
of Councilmember District 2
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I cannot believe this is finally happening. This is long in the making. I'm so excited to finally get started for real. I've already started, but this will be for real now. I feel so honored to serve at this time. I've heard the mayor say that I gotta find, here we go. That Mesa is a great place to be a kid. And the first time I heard that, I loved it. I grew up in Mesa, attending Mesa Public Schools, as did my husband, who grew up around the corner from me. We loved our childhood in Mesa, and when we were trying to decide where to raise our family, we chose Mesa. We are so happy that we did. Our 6 children have attended Porter Elementary, Taylor, and Mesa High School, where our last 2 are currently attending. And I'm confident that our kids are so glad that we made this decision as well. I've poured much of my heart, time, and energy into my neighborhood and community the last 20 years, and this seemed like the next best place that I could really serve and give back to this great city that not only do I love, but I'm proud of. Running for city council was never part of my plans. After being asked several times to run and watch hours and hours of city council meetings, which I actually enjoyed, I knew that this was exactly where I needed to be at this time in my life. I'm so grateful for my husband, Jeremy, my best friend and my better half. When I came home from meeting with the mayor and told him that I was thinking of running for city council, he was initially shocked. But since then, he has been 100% behind me and my biggest cheerleader. Although when I told him that the mayor said I'd been described as a force of nature, he quickly said, like a hurricane or a tornado? He was supposed to be the political one, so I'm not sure how this happened, but I could not be more grateful for his love and support. And to all my kids, they've been so wonderful throughout this journey. They're definitely used to me being busy and too involved in activities, but they've never had me be in a public spotlight like this, and they have taken it like champs. They know that it's time for me to spread my admonition, my never-ending admonition, to just be kind to the rest of Mesa. They also know that no matter what I do in life, whatever role or position that I will ever hold, my very favorite thing is to be a mother. They are my pride and joy. This is all of my daughters, my sons-in-laws, and my one and only boy who is serving a mission in Colorado for our church right now for the next 2 years. I've had the most amazing support to get to this point. My parents who have taught me by the way that they live their lives to serve and to give and to love in everything you do. And my sister Jamie, who had to have a shout out, who understands me better than I understand myself and just gets me. I wouldn't be here without my entire extended family, my incredible friends, my neighbors, and so many community members who supported me with time and money and helpful ideas and encouragement. You have all helped me believe in myself time and time again. Ryan Smith, I can't thank you enough for literally walking me through this process step by step because I knew nothing. You really are the best. And Julie Skelton, who kept everything straight and was always willing to do whatever I asked of her. We've lived in District 2 our entire marriage, over 23 and a half years. Our part of Mesa is full of neighborhoods. I've worked side by side with so many wonderful people in our district at school functions, church activities, community service projects. We have people who care, people who are willing to put in the work to see incredible results. Work that blesses our families, our neighborhoods, and our children. I feel the power of all of these people and what they have taught me over the years. Each one of them has helped me to become a better person. I want to give a huge, huge thank you to everyone who I've met with the City of Mesa so far. Every single person has been so nice and so helpful. Chris, Natalie, John, Scott, Mark, Mike, so many others. Thank you for all of your help and all of your kindness. And my assistant, Melissa, has been the greatest surprise of all. I had no idea that I could have someone that is not only super smart and knows everyone, but is extremely nice and always has a smile on her face. We are already a great duo. Watch out, because we are a force of nature. I'm incredibly excited to work with Mayor Giles and with Mark, Frankie, Jen, David, and Kevin. I know that we are going to make great things happen, working together, even when we disagree, and continue to move this amazing city in the right direction. Despite all of the recent challenges that we have been facing, I know that the future is so bright. Thank you.
I loved Julie's remarks, and the thing that I loved the most about it is that she showed a little emotion, because up to now, I think people understand, I've been the only crier on our city council, which is, I felt like a huge baby. And so I thought, oh, good, we finally, somebody else, that's gonna take a little bit of the attention. And then when I chatted with her just now, she said, I never cry. So, I don't know, that's disappointing, Julie. Can you work on crying a little bit more? Well, obviously, I think all of our hearts wants to jump out of our chests. We're so excited that Julie is going to be a part of our city council, and she's going to be such a blessing to our community. Thanks again for being here tonight. Thanks for understanding the limitations that we have on this event. We'll now excuse the crowd and have another swearing in a few minutes. But thanks again for being here. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really is a pleasure to be here tonight to swear in my good friend and partner, Vice Mayor Mark Freeman, for his second term on the Mesa City Council. I remarked earlier during Councilmember Spilsbury's swearing in that traditionally these events are really a big deal. We do them in the Mesa Arts Center. We have musical performances, we have food. We just pull out all the stops, to celebrate the hard work that is represented and required for someone to become a member of the city council. And so it really is unfortunate that due to the pandemic, we're not able to celebrate in the way that we normally do. But I have to tell you, we had a really sweet ceremony a moment ago when we swore in Councilmember Spilsbury. So I think there's also something to be said. That's been my experience throughout the pandemic. There's kind of some tender mercies and some silver linings, to the experiences that we're having. So we'll enjoy this one the way it is. So again, welcome so much for being here. The ceremony today is really going to be rather short and sweet. We'll invite in a moment Councilmember or Vice Mayor Freeman to come up and take his place behind the microphone. Our great city clerk, Deanne Mickelson, will issue the oath. We'll have a few remarks from Mark, and then we'll be done. But before that happens, I'd want to give just a brief introduction to Mark. We could spend a lot of time talking about Mark, couldn't we? We could tell some great stories. Mark really has had an amazing career and an amazing impact, really in just about everything that he's done. As I think of, we joke that Mark is the mayor of Lehigh, but that's really not a joke. For those of you who are familiar with the Lehigh community and have a feeling for the impact that he has had in his neighborhood, It's substantial. It's not a joke at all. And I know the same was true in his service on the fire department and the service that he's, the passion in his life with his family. So we are so fortunate. And just as a personal friend, I just couldn't be more excited to be able to spend the next 4 years with Mark. Mark began his first term on the Mesa City Council in January of 2017. He served the last 2 years as our vice mayor. As you know, Mark is a direct descendant, and Mark occasionally reminds us of this. He's a direct descendant of one of the founding fathers of Mesa, Charles Crisman. Mr. Freeman has lived in Mesa for more than 60 years. His family has farmed the land here in Mesa since 1878, and this is a tradition that we all know that he continues to this day with great enthusiasm. He currently serves as president of the Maricopa County Farm Bureau. He's been a dedicated public servant to his hometown and spent more than 31 years as a member of the Mesa Fire and Medical Department, retiring as a paramedic captain. His commitment to the city of Mesa and its residents has continued during his time on our city council. With the support of Leanne and their 3 children and 8 grandchildren, Mark continues his legacy of serving the city of Mesa as he begins his second term as a member of our city council. Mark, at this time, I'd invite you to come up and take your place behind the microphone. You'll be joined by our clerk, Deanne Mickelson, following which we'll hear some remarks from Mark.
You gonna tell me to raise my right hand?
Mm-hmm. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mark Freeman, do solemnly swear
I, Mark Freeman, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I'll support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the state of Arizona,
of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of council member,
of council member,
District
District
One.
1
of the city of Mesa,
of the city of Mesa,
Arizona,
Arizona,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Deanne. You know, I had like a 12-minute talk worked out here, but my assistant, she said, you can't speak that long. We're on a tight time schedule. So thank you, Katie. I pared it down to about a couple of minutes. But, you know, this has been a real fantastic, and I'll say rodeo for me. This has been a team effort to run for city council, and I've learned so much in the past 4 years. And I'm going to take that leverage and make the next 4 years just really stronger. But I can't do that by myself. It takes a team. And being in the fire service, you work as a team, as a crew. And I value that association because I work with a great mayor, I work with council members, and we work together to create great things for our city of Mesa. What really helps me is I have a sweet wife that supports me. There's a lot of time that people think, well, council members, what do you really do? Well, you know, just ride with me for a day or so. You know, this morning I was with code compliance with them doing a walkabout for a neighborhood, helping the neighborhood become stronger, and also listening to constituent issues. But more importantly, I just love this job. I appreciate the voters of Mesa in my district allowing me to continue for another 4 years. It's important to realize the things that you've worked on have taken 4 years. And sometimes I ask Mr. Brady, I go, can it go a little faster? You know, I'm a 911 guy and, you know, as a first responder, and things sometimes don't move as fast as you like. So Julie, get used to that a little bit, okay? But regardless, there's a great team and staff support of city management. They're here to help us. And remember, we're governing a city of over 500,000 people, and that's important. Our city has grown. I remember being a young boy in this area The city limits stopped right up here north at 8th Street, just north of University. And I don't remember how many square miles it was then, but now it's about 140 square miles, I think, Mr. Brady, somewhere in that. And our city has just grown fantastic because people want to live here. And we have great people, residents that live here, and also the services that we provide as a city are unsurmountable anywhere else. So again, I appreciate Leanne, my daughter, our brother-in-law, sister-in-law, everybody, my grandchildren, Katie for helping me. She keeps me grounded on certain issues. And also my brother. I've got two of my brothers here, and I appreciate them coming. And 4 years ago, my mother was able to swear me in, and she's been gone for 3 years, but I know she's smiling on us at this time. So with that, thank you. I appreciate being able to serve. She told me to do that.
There is still some paperwork, and even in the 21st century, Mark has to sign a document. I am grateful that Mark grew up in Mesa. I think we're the only one of the last two that are still around, at least on our city council. I mean, we could sit and listen to each other all day, talk about back when 8th Street was the border of Mesa. But that's a great perspective to bring. I think it doesn't hurt to bring that, to have some history in our community. I feel fortunate because I'm one of Mark's constituents. I live in District 1. That comes in particularly handy when you're the mayor and people are complaining to you about things, and I can say, well, you know what, have you talked to Mr. Freeman yet? Because as you all know, nobody outworks Mark Freeman. I love the fact that he has a sense of urgency. As he expressed a little bit of frustration a moment ago with how things sometimes take longer than we would like them to. I'm so glad that he's in the room saying, well, why does it need to take that long? Let's get this done before by the end of the day if we can. So again, Mark, just on a personal note, I want to tell you how excited I am that we get to spend the next 4 years continuing in these jobs that we love. So thanks again to everyone who's here, who has been Mark's support and given us all the blessing of having Mark serve on our city council. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Hey, Giles family, it's so great to have you here this evening. You know, I was just reminiscing with Mayor Giles that in my 2 years as vice mayor, I got to conduct 2 council meetings. So he's been very diligent. He must know my limitations, obviously, because he didn't want me to conduct any more meetings. Either that or I messed him up. But I want to just share with you, I have a long history with Mayor Giles' father. When I was in elementary school, he was one of my principals, and I can't remember if it's Webster. Did he work at Webster? Yeah. So Webster was, I believe he was on my principal at that time, and I always looked up to him because he was a whole lot taller than I was. But, and then I had the opportunity to go to school with Mayor's sister, Marilyn, and so we're class of 73 over at Westwood, so I just told you how old I am, kind of. But actually, I graduated really young because I was so smart, growing up from a farming family. But again, thank you for coming this evening, this amphitheater, the City of Mesa. We have so many great amenities. We wish we were holding it at the Mesa Arts Center, which is a really great venue, but this isn't too bad for January and 2021 and at the amphitheater in the beautiful city of Mesa. Being born and raised here, and again, thank you, Mayor, a descendant of one of the founders of Mesa is just a privilege and proud to live here. But with that, we're going to get after it. Tonight, Mayor Giles is being sworn in as his second full term as the mayor of Mesa. This is his hometown. He began his service on council back in 1996, and then also he was elected to fill a partial term in 2014, and that led to his re-election in both 2016 and 2020. Mayor Giles lives and breathes Mesa. Being mayor is more than a full-time job. It's a calling that he accepts with honor and energy that brings people together to get things done. And that's what I like serving with him. He does get things done. He's a graduate of Westward High School. It doesn't say what year, but we can kind of figure it out. He's 5 years younger than I am. Or you can add 5 years to 1973, and then you get probably close, right? But he also graduated from BYU, Brigham Young University, ASU Sandra Day O'Connor School of Law. Along the way, he met his sweet wife, Dawn, and together they have 5 children and 8 grandchildren. He has managed his own law firm with his wife in downtown Mesa for more than 25 years, and now he shares it with his son-in-law. Mayor Giles has led Mesa to many victories over the past 6 years, and I'm excited to work with him and see what's going to be next for our great city. I'd like to have you welcome our mayor, John Giles, for his swearing in. Thank you.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, John Giles, do solemnly swear
I, John Giles, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the state of Arizona,
of the state of Arizona,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of mayor
of the office of mayor
of the city of Mesa,
of the city of Mesa,
Arizona,
Arizona,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I think it was my son-in-law Robbie that mentioned when you guys walked in, this might be one of the rowdier concerts that the Mesa Amphitheater has seen in a long time with my 5 children and 8 great, well, they're not, okay, great grandchildren. So it is a lot of fun. I have to begin by saying that it is such an honor to be the mayor of Mesa. I'm not to brag, but I think that is such a big stinking deal. Because I care so much about this community, and to have the honor and the privilege to play a role in this city is really just the honor of a lifetime. So I need to say thank you to the voters for trusting me one more time. And thank you to the great people like Mr. Freeman and Ms. Spilsbury, who I know is here. We asked the rest of our council not to come because of the COVID situation. But it really has just been such a treat. It hasn't been a job, it's been a calling, and it's been a passion. And so I need to thank my family who is here with me today. This, if I could see you, I think this would look a lot like Sunday dinner, because it's really just my immediate family that is here today because of the COVID restrictions. And I'm sure there's been times that you guys have asked, why did our dad or our grandpa decide to stop being a lawyer, instead be the mayor? Because it seems like grandma was buying us more stuff, before that happened. And occasionally, some of our friends and neighbors make it known that they don't think grandpa's all that smart. So why would he do that? And the reason that I did that is because, well, there were a lot of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is I was doing it because I wanted you guys, hopefully, to learn a lesson and to try to set an example. Last night, we all saw something horrible on the television. We saw people storming our national capital. And so I wanted you guys to learn by watching your dad and your grandpa step away from a professional life to serve in the community, to know that there are some things that are more important than making money. And
making your, making your community better and taking oaths to protect the government. Those are important things. And it's worth making sacrifices to do things that are important. So I hope I hope that you guys will have a commitment to serve in the community. You don't have to be the mayor. I mean, and you already are. I am so proud of my family. I could spend the whole time here bragging about each one of you. So you've learned that lesson, but I hope that this continues to maybe have a sense of legacy in our family, that the Giles family likes to serve, and that's a priority for us. Let me talk for just 2 seconds about Dawn. I could talk. It was fun to see how, I think everybody who's not a part of my family saw which the favorite grandparent is when Dawn walked in tonight. The only thing I'll say about Dawn is if anybody who's watching this at some point wants to do something big and important, and like being the mayor of Mesa, my only advice to you is the first thing I would do is ask Dawn to marry you. Because once that happens, the rest is a whole lot easier. And I can't explain how important Dawn is in my life and how critical she's been in the decisions and any success that I may have experienced during my lifetime. So I can't help but be proud also of some of the things that have occurred in Mesa over the last 6 years. I think we really are headed in a great direction. So I'm really grateful for having a great city staff and great council members that have been so, that have come on this journey with me to try to do some good things in our community. When I go to the city office, and I don't get to go as often as I used to, but when I sit in the mayor's office, it's such a cool view, because right outside the window is this amazing ASU building that's currently under construction. This ASU at Mesa City Center is really taking shape, and the plaza and the studio that are going to be adjacent to that building are going to forever change our community and our downtown. Falcon Field Airport and Gateway continue to be recognized as some of the best places in the United States. They're some of the best places anywhere for businesses to locate and to expand. Great businesses like Amazon and Google and Apple and Boeing and Dexcom and Textron and AT&T and many, many others are on the long list of amazing world-class businesses that are lining up to be in Mesa and to grow in Mesa. Very excited about Skybridge out at Mesa Gateway Airport. It continues to be uniquely the only U.S.-Mexico customs processing hub in the United States. You guys know how much I love the Mesa Asian District and how proud we are that is such a culturally and economically important part of our community. We're all very proud of the transformation that we've seen occur in downtown Mesa with housing developments and businesses and restaurants. We really do have. We called it an innovation district, hoping that people would believe that's true. Now you can't help but believe that's true. It really is truly amazing. I was on a call today with someone talking about some businesses that are opening in downtown Mesa, and they said, "Do you realize downtown Mesa is the only place in the state where new retail is opening right now?" Because we literally have new restaurants and new stores that are opening during this pandemic, during this economic downturn. We've all been very challenged by the COVID-19 pandemic. I hope that we learn the lessons that are to be learned from this pandemic. It has impacted a lot of families in very significant ways. I heard a quote on the radio yesterday. It said, "We are not all in the same boat. We are in the same storm. Some have yachts, some have canoes, and some are drowning." This pandemic has been a great opportunity for our community to demonstrate that we are a compassionate community because it has impacted our community in disproportionate ways. And I'm proud of the way that we've responded to reach out and help the disconnected people in our community that needed help. I talked earlier about learning the lessons of the pandemic. My family knows this, but we have a painting that Don and I are quite fond of that hangs in the entryway of our home. It's when we bought it, I knew I liked it, but I didn't quite know why, because it's kind of an odd painting. It's a picture of a woman standing in a farmer's field holding an umbrella because she's in the rain, and she's nurturing some young plants. It's a beautiful piece of art, but I always thought, man, that's kind of an odd thing to do a painting of. And it was really only during the pandemic that I learned the lesson that painting is teaching us. It's critically important that in challenging times that we not go inside and enjoy a warm fire and just wait for the disaster to be over. It's important that we're out in the field doing work, preparing for a harvest, because the rainstorm's not going to last forever. And if you aren't out working the field, you're not going to be able to experience the recovery that is necessary. That, again, is a lesson that I hope our community has learned and that we are putting into practice, because it's going to be important. That this pandemic is not going to be with us forever. So to that end, here's a few goals that I'll go over in more detail in later city council meetings, but I just would like to put them out there right now. As always, job number one of the Mesa City government will be to protect the public health and safety. We do a good job at that, but throughout the rest of the pandemic, I promise you that we're going to do our best to play a major role in getting the vaccine into people's arms as quickly and efficiently as we can. The pandemic, another lesson from the pandemic, it has shown us that we have a need in our community for ubiquitous internet. I've been with a lot of you in our home when we have multiple devices going and frozen screens. There's a lot of families. I was at Robbie's school the other day, and a lot of the families that go to that school, when the curriculum shifts to online education, they're out in the cold. So we really need to address the critical infrastructure of providing Wi-Fi and fiber to all of the communities, or all of the homes and all the businesses in our community. Mesa has always, as you guys know that I talk a lot about education, as Mark indicated, I'm the son of a school principal. But that's always been the legacy of this community. When people moved to Mesa, it was always doing, in some part, they were drawn here by the education tradition that we have here. From Mesa K, during the last 6 years, we've tried to build on that. So from Mesa K Ready to the Mesa Council on College to the Mesa College Promise Program, the youth of our community will remain to be a priority. Carbon neutrality is something we hear a lot about in the national press. A lot of the world's leading businesses and communities are adopting goals because that's a priority. I'd like to see our city join them and likewise renew our commitment with infrastructure improvements so that our recycling program is sustainable and a leader in the country. Finally, a goal of mine that I hope to accomplish with our city council is sending a statement to everyone that Mesa is a city that respects the civil rights of all of our citizens. And I'll be very proud when we're able to accomplish that. Well, again, I'm very excited to continue this journey with my family, and I appreciate their support. I appreciate the support of this community. I can promise you that I will work tirelessly to accomplish the goal of improving this community. And again, express my sincere appreciation to my colleagues and to the voters that have given me this tremendous honor. Thank you very much.
As the mayor signs his document there attesting that he's sworn in, I appreciate his comments, and you can see why, as a community, as this great city of Mesa, why he is elected as our leader. So I appreciate him as our mayor. He is duly committed to the service of our community and also public safety and obviously the safety of all of us. So with that, as the Giles family, as your grandchildren, you look at your grandfather and you say, someday you go, my grandpa was the mayor of Mesa, Arizona. And Mesa is only going to get larger. And with that, you can stand proud that you have a great man leading your family. And that, as well as the children of the Don and John Giles. With that, we'd like to thank you for coming to this event. We know that it's not that late, but the sun sets a little earlier and it might get a little cooler for you. But we hope you have a great evening and a wonderful night and enjoy the rest of this week. So thank you for coming, and we appreciate the staff here, our city manager, assistant city manager, deputy managers, and all those, especially Channel 11, who've taken the time out of their evening to put this event on for us. And it's not as big as what we like. However, you just heard the mayor that he's going to make it larger for us, maybe in 4 years or less. So with that, thank you for coming this evening.